Good? How was dinner, you guys? It's good? Eat enough? Alright. Well, obviously we're doing things a little bit differently this year. I think that's great. One of the things that we're going to do is the stuff of how we actually do things in KHNG background in terms of concept development, approvals, etc. There's a lot of back and forth. Myself, Glen, Jasper, team, ICT as well. They're always part of the process. So it's really cool to be able to share some of these images with you because aside from our internal teams and maybe the OEMs, no one else has actually seen some of these images. So it's really cool to share. So we're going to get started. We're going to warm up first. And this one, the BMW E30 M3, we have the prototype model and the display case there. But this is kind of an example of how I work in quickly visualizing what a concept could be, whether it's a graphic idea or maybe a change to the body or an update to the body. In this case, the German police car livery, but also done in the Kaido way. Could this be a future livery? It could be. You don't know yet, but you guys were the first ones to see it. So we thought it would be fun to share that. And this pre-order should actually, well, not this deco, but this model should be coming pretty soon. So it's going to be a really exciting time for all of us. Finally, our E30 is going to be fun. So it's going to be really cool. This is, it's kind of unrelated to the dinner, if you will, but one of the things that Kaido House really takes pride in celebrating is our partnerships, and forming new partnerships and new opportunities. DGK, have any of you, are any of you skateboarders by chance? Yes? Skaters, all right. DGK is a very well-known, one of the largest skateboard brands in the world. Formed in the early 2000s. I myself, something that you may not know, since I was a little kid, I've been a skater all my life. And it's always been a dream of mine to have a collaboration with a legitimate, authentic skateboard company. So Kaido House and DGK, we've got a really cool collaboration coming up at the end of this year. You're actually, outside of myself and DGK, you guys are actually the first ones to see this. You'll see why you're seeing this. So it's actually a full collection with apparel, accessories, and good. Next slide. This is Ryan Pro. He's a pro skater for DGK. Really big honor for me to be part of this and to help art direct this project. It is very much Kaido House in terms of the design and the right direction. Next slide. Down to the skateboards, to actual skate decks. And these are going to be sold worldwide in all the DGK dealerships. But the kind of why are we looking at this moment for you guys? What's the interest there? Next slide. Is there's a diecast component to this. So you want to talk about limited editions. This is one right here. And we actually have the very first sample on display. You might have caught it in the display case over there. This is going to be, this is the first time in the world that this has been revealed. This is a holiday 2024 item that's going to be made available later this year. And it is going to be sold at DGK dealers worldwide. So look for it. It's going to be a rare one. And good luck on the hunt. That's the fun part. Okay. Forming up into some of the new castings that are coming up. Hakosuka. This is one of my favorite cars. I'm personally in the process of building one. And we've shown this a few times, but this is actually the licensor approval image that we send. And you see here it's got the S20 engine, all the body modifications, etc. And this is going to be the whole concern, so we'll hopefully see this. Next image. S13R. I was just having a conversation about this idea and this design on the hallway here. And this model is actually also in the display case. This is my vision of an SERTAI coupe done in the Kaido way. Obvious wide body, etc. But in terms of the details and how you can actually see the details with the lift off from the clip, with the fully built BR twin turbo engine, it's going to be a special one. I'm really looking forward to seeing this one come to life. Before we go to the next slide, how we doing? You guys still with me? Okay. Now we're gonna get to good stuff. We're gonna have some fun. When Glen asked me, do you have any early concept sketches we could share of this project? And this was done a while ago. Like when we first started talking about KHMG, and we kicked this idea around. And Glen asked me, what do you think about this car? And I was like, that's kind of interesting. Like, what would that look like done the kind of house way? So this is what we came up with. Let's go to the next slide. Who likes VW bus? Now, there are many ways. Look at the date. Can you guys see the date of that? Is this show on there? 2021. This was done 3 years ago. And we're showing it to you because it's actually approved by Volkswagen. So for me, doing a wide body VW bus is cool. I've seen a bunch of them already. It's like, what's the kind of house? Well, we're gonna wide body, of course, but we're gonna take it a step further. We're gonna actually put a group C rear end on it. And it's got like kind of house, we like to do things a certain way, a different way, or make sure we kind of pay homage to, the history or what makes the car special. So we left the roof rack.
Click like and share, guys. Click like and share, guys.
But if you're gonna do the bus, then you gotta have the other version too, right? Let's go next slide. So we're gonna do the truck version too.
Currently, we are live at MDX24 dinner night. Presentation by the Jun Imai. This is the coming Diecast from Kaido House. Later on, you'll be seeing by Mini GT.
In terms of functionality too, there's going to be some interesting things on how we actually.
You see here is the Kaido House. He's the one in charge of Kaido House. He's Jun Imai.
And we got one more slide. Hold on.
Let's see what's next.
This too is also in the works.
Click like, guys. Please click like and share.
We're finally revealing it tonight. And this is a special one. Any guesses as to what it is? Porsche? What else? What are we missing? What are we missing in KHMG? Mercedes? The what? Did you say Proton?
Someone say just. Someone just say Proton Saga.
All day long. We'll get there. Come on. Supra? Muscle car, Lamborghini? What? Silvia? We just showed you. Okay, let's show. We're getting the Hachino for you guys. 886. Toyota. Thank you so much for your approval. Glen, thank you so much. Bill, thank you so much. Everyone, thank you so much. Sprinter Torino is finally going to join the KHMG product line. The calls have been made for years on this one, and we're happy to announce that we've gotten approval to move forward with it. And here it comes. And of course, it's going to have the pop-up headlights. Right, Jasper? All right. So, here we go. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in for the Kaidos. Are we happy? What do you guys think? Yes? All right. Let's give another round of applause to the Mini GT team for putting up with me and all my ideas. We're pushing all these items through, and to Glen for being very open-minded on allowing these crazy creations to come to life at KHMG. So, Glen, thank you so much. And with that, I turn it to you.
Okay, so we're going to change a little bit, going back to Mini GT. So let's take a look. So we announced our collaboration with Liberty Mark, I guess. Carlos so we're going to show you what we're going to do with Liberty Walk. As a partner, we are committed to produce whole
Please
series
support
of
guys,
Liberty Walk
support by
cars.
clicking at the like button.
We
Okay guys,
announced
click
the
the like button
GR
guys,
NSX.
support sikit. If you
Next
get to
one.
share, please share.
RX-7. Actually, hold on, I'm going to go back. The RX-7 casting started earlier than the GR, but it's taking longer time. I think we have an unpainted sample there. When I designed this car, what I tried to do is kind of like, I wanted to make it similar to S15. I wanted it low, I wanted that wide body, but I want to make sure we capture all the wide body effects, especially front and rear fenders. So it took a while for our engineering team to get it. If you look at sample over there, so we have separate fender parts. So in order we have like poles, follow through, just kind of like a real car. So it took a bit more time, like extra 6 months to get it done, but finally it's ready. So we're gonna have RX-7, and then next, this will be a new one, McLaren 720. I'm sorry, I know I announced this car 6 years ago, the non-LB version, and then we canceled it because we had to move to other McLaren car. But now finally it's back. We're going to have the 720 in the Liberty Walk form. And I think that one is ready to go. A lot of people want this car. It's coming. It took a little bit longer time. The reason was there's no CAD for this car from Liberty Walk, so we had to scan and get it a day, but it took a while. So it's coming. I will say it will be on our order sheet in the next probably 4 weeks. So be prepared for it. Next. This is my favorite. Our Mars. It's very cute. I think I showed a early prototype probably a few weeks ago. It's a difficult car to make because it's really, really small. I mean, I think again we have the samples over there. But the challenge is how to make such small car, but you keep all the lines sharp and clean. The moment they spray paint it, you look like an ice cream cone. So we're still talking on it, but this is one of my favorite cars this year, and it's coming. All right, so and more. Next. A lot of people ask. We started this car actually end of last year. We had the data from Liberty Walk, but it's actually a very difficult car to make. Much more difficult because there's a lot of shapes, a lot of intake holes, the lines. We actually go in and back, modify the CAD about like 4 or 5 times to get it right. And we finally making a good progress. There's a hand sample over there to show everybody. So, and then we will make different scale as well. So this is probably the most famous Liberty Walk car this year. Last one, I have a little surprise for everybody. I think this one. One of the most famous Liberty Walk cars coming with Red Bull livery. It took forever because it's Lamborghini, it's Red Bull, it's MedMine. I need a lot of signature and okay, so after I think it took me almost 5 years. 5 years to get all the license and agree on the term to produce this car. In addition to that, the car is not your typical Liberty Walk kit, so the fender is a little bit different, front bumper is different. So we had to retool our tooling to produce this car, just for this car. So this car will be coming, I would say, probably after summer. So I hope everybody is happy with this news. And in fact, I hope this enough Liberty Walk car for everybody for this year, or you guys need more? Actually, there's more, but I'll show you next time. Okay, let's go to the next topic. James Bond. Next one. So this is 60 years of James Bond. That's where Goldfinger started. That's where you have the first DB5, and that you start the James Bond car culture. For me, growing up looking at the James Bond, it's always my dream to create this collection. It took me about, I would say, 5 years to finally get it. Can you go back one before? So the first car is the Goldfinger's DB5. Of course, it's a must for any James Bond fan. But it's different because, I don't know, some fans might know, this is actually prototype of DB5. This is the first car. That's why you can see there's a sign marker in front of the intake on the side fender. Can you show the next slide? The second, see, the after car doesn't have it. Also, the shape of the fender is a little bit different. So we will be creating both car, the first and second car, and that will start pre-order, I would say about 3 weeks from now, hopefully. And that will be the first one. Can we have next? CX75. First, I'd like to apologize. Originally, we actually bought a real car for everybody to see at the show. But unfortunately, the car, last minute, we got a notice. It's not a street legal car. It's not a race car. It requires special permit. And we couldn't get a permit in time, so although the car is all ready to be picked up by AHL, we couldn't bring them in. So, but this is one of the car, a lot of people were asking me about it, so, and there's a sample over there. This will be at the second release of the James Bond series. Next one, 7 Series. This is also a favorite of a lot of fans. We will be creating that with all the weapons on and open, and just like the photo. Next. Personally, this is one of my favorite cars because it's owned by Peterson Museum in LA. So I've seen this car many times. We will be making one of the cars. The James Bond car collections, actually not only James Bond's car, we will have James Bond's car, we have a so-called villain's car, and we have a sidekick's car, and we have Bond girl's car. So this is definitely villain's car. Can we have next? No. The Lotus. This is the Lotus that turned into, it got wrong and it turned into a red color one. So this will be probably third release later this year. And then next one. VA. This is like my personal thing. It's not the most cool James Bond car. It doesn't have tons of gadgets, but it's one of my favorite cars. So sorry, I'm the year one program. Then next. So this is an answer to a lot of people on the muscle car, the AMC. So this will be the last car we'll release at the James Bond collection. Then we will start with another set of cars for 2025. All right? Any questions on James Bond I can answer for anyone? Anybody has a question about James Bond? No? Okay. So we go to next. Senna. So, I know it's a special year for Senna. And then can we have the next slide? I'm not going to bore you with the typical Formula One car, which we're going to make them, and we're going to make them different race. A lot of you guys are Senna fans. I don't need to bore you with the detail, but I want to make a few special cars. So next, NSX prototype. Honda never licensed this car before. This is the prototype test car tuned by Senna when he was working with Honda. You can see the left-hand drive American spec, but it's no badge in the front. It's a special wheel, and you see a handlebar at the 8 pillar. So this is a prototype car. That's why Honda never licensed this one before in the past, because it's not official production. But the Senna collection, I want to make something really unique for everybody. Just not a typical street NSX with just a license plate. We want to tell the story how Honda was doing just okay with the NSX, and until Senna come in and help them adjust and tune the car and make NSX kind of legendary vehicles. Next. This is special for me. Talman is not the most special Formula One car, but that was Senna's first podium during the F1. And that was exactly the same car he chased Alan Prost at Monaco. And so these two will be my special car for this year, in addition, of course, to typical MP46 and Lotus Formula One car. So that's it. Anybody have any question about the Senna collections? I can answer. No? Okay. That's it for presentation, and give us a 5 minutes break, and then we will do the Q&A. All right? Thank you.
Right, so thanks to June and Glen for their presentation. I think everyone here saw many things that I think all of you would like very much. So all those are coming up. We'll just take a 5-minute break, and June and Glen will be coming back here to do some Q&As. There will be a Q&A which they will present, and there will be a live Q&A where you guys will get a chance to ask questions as well. So we'll be back in 5 minutes. Thank you.
That's always the case for everybody. You always want it's I mean the whole thing like this. Is there gonna be a remake of the older R35 because he's getting more and more improving?
Well, I mean, we would make more R35 rather than
Stick up in
separate. Can I see your let's see up to the board? If we don't do that, then we take other thing. Yeah, the you
no, I went
because you And in plastic,
Yes. Oh, the fenders are plastic.
plastic,
Yeah.
I mean, here like, you can see this W34, the black on plastic fenders. But when you have, like, you can see
Yep.
this like thing, that's why we have the thing on our chest.
Yes, yes.
It's a whole, it's a real
Now this answer my question. If the thing is, not customized engine, but in order to retain the money, I need to strip the paint. I cannot somehow. But do something like that, bro. Unfix my goal. You don't know. Customize it, whatever field day you could get.
Yeah, that's, you know, that's how we always talk to a lot of people. It's not that the branding
And plus, like this car, so many decals, so each brand, each brand, right?
we have about
You're still able to go through with this brand, with the ads and all.
We have some. We're gonna try some new things.
So Senna and Bang, we were Senna with a finger, but the both we are like the target still want to develop the packaging, so it's not sure because it's more of this is what we want to make, what Bang will allow, and then our need to work because last time we tried two ideas and it looked messy. Because the movie poster is very colorful and so many things. We start the logo, it looks very bad. So we're still working, trying to find a way to go around that.
Hi everybody, we are back. So for the next section, it's Glen and Chou will be going to be going through some Q&A questions. They have a set of Q&A questions that they've prepared, which they've seen and they feel that is interesting to answer. And there'll be another live Q&A session after that. So I'll pass the mic on to Glen and Chou again for the next session.
Let's go. So what's the goal in selling those event car regional exclusive? I encourage you to think of that. So I got this question a lot. The event models. I think some collectors a bit misunderstood that event models is, for financial gain. It's not entirely true. We are in the internet world. We do things shopping online, eBay, Amazon, and but model car is a passion hobby. You need to see the car, you see the model, you talk to the collector, and we wanted to have show like MDX, where everybody can come and enjoy, talk to the friends, community thing. So for us to reward the people, fans like you guys made all the way here, makes the effort to come to the event. We want to give you something special to take it home with you and remember the event. So that's the whole goal about selling the event model. Unfortunately, some of the model has been resold on the internet for higher price, but that was never our intention. It's strictly for fans to have a special memory, attending this event. And also, since it's a special memory, it's only for the fans who makes the effort to come to the event. So we will never offer the product on sale internet later. In fact, I think some of you may heard I said this before. There's a rule inside Mini GT. Any unsold event product will be destroyed after the event. So far, we got a little lucky, only happened once. Unfortunately, our Japan office made a mistake and left a few hundred pieces of Mini GT in the warehouse when we did one of the events, and that few hundred pieces got destroyed. Unfortunately. So we hope we won't have this problem next time. So that answers the question, right?
What's your inspiration for making those wide body kits? Those are looking insanely wide. This goes along with just kind of the overall premise for Kaido House. And Kaido House isn't necessarily baked in reality. We get a lot of comments like, well, it's not true 1/64 scale, this is not a real body kit. why do the cars look the way they do. And the thing to keep in mind with Kaido House is that, again, it's not baked in reality, but it's baked in more creativity and artistic vision. And that's the whole point. And not only does that create a very unique product that looks nothing else on the market, but it's also for me, because I design all the body kits and the look for KHM vehicles, I don't want it to look like something else. Right? I want to make sure that when you have this KHMG product in your hand, that you know it's a Kaido House product. In terms of inspiration comes from all over the place. Movements in car culture, technology. It could be an art piece that I got an idea from. So it really does come from everywhere. But for me, it's always that spark, that artistic vision that I want to capture and translate into Diecast.
Okay, so about the cooperation, I spoke about this in my other events like Beijing and IPE before. Yes, we open for cooperations, like considerations, or working with other brands or designers. But what we're looking for is partners like the Kaido House, that something we can learn from each other. We are not just going to work with another brand and make it an exclusive pink color with metallic and that's it, for the day. I don't think that's cooperation. That's a little bit lazy. So we're looking for brands that will have something new for us to learn, and we can teach them something, and together create some unique product. So that's what we're looking for internal collaborations. As far as Fast movies and other movies, it's one of my favorite movie series, and like James Bond, we're looking for the elements I need to feel it's special that we can put into the model card that make you feel special. It's unique, it's not like any other product. So although I like it, I haven't had a good idea, a clear picture how to do that series yet. So but it's on my radar, all right? So give me some time. I will make it happen for you guys, okay?
What is your most beloved car and why? That's a hard question to answer. Also, what is your favorite model of the Kaido House range? Oh man, those are two really hard questions to answer. My most loved car and why? It's funny, I just answered this question earlier. I did a podcast earlier today and I had to answer this. One of my most memorable cars growing up, and the car that I always wanted, was actually the R33 GTR. And one of the reason that car is very special to me, because I think for growing up in the 90s, and just getting my first car in the 90s, obviously it wasn't an R33 GTR, but it was always the car that I dreamed of having one day. So thankfully I have one now, which is great, and it was actually, I think, one of the most special projects to actually realize in the KHMG product line. And it's a little different, right? If you look at that compared to, like, they say the R34 GTR that I had designed, that car's very extreme. The R33 is a lot more kind of, more like stock body, but just accentuated a little bit. So that's a very special car. In terms of favorite models, or favorite model in the Kaido House range, I'd have to say, I mean, I'm a GTR guy through and through, but I have to say, in terms of the collaboration and execution of the final product, I think the NSX, to me, is one of the most successful products that we've done so far. And I want to give a shout out to Jasper, actually, who's over here, because I drove him nuts with the bolt-on body kit and making the headlights pop up and making the rear glass pop and having all these features baked into the product. And it was him and his team that really helped pull that through. So give it up for Jasper, because he's actually the guy who really made all that happen. So yeah, credit to Mr. Jasper Queen over here. But yeah, NSX, I mean, that kind of set the bar for KHMG, and we'll keep setting more bars. So that's it.
So we are looking for chance to have different events around the world. So we, from 2025, we're going to change the event a little bit. We're going to call it a mini GD tour. And we will swap, change location every year. So every country, every market will have opportunity to have an event with us. And we will rotating around. We try to have time to see everyone, meet everybody at different place. So it's on our radar. We haven't decided yet, but you know, it's on our list. All right. That one just answered.
Excellent.
All right. This is also a topic has been discussed with me when I was in Beijing and other events. And first, I must apologize to all of you. I owe you guys a mini GD product guide. We are about what 750 item numbers now. We don't have a product guide. So yes, we are looking into create an app that everybody can search, index, note it, their collections. It's quite a big job for us because we're playing catch up. So we hope, you know, to have it before Mini GD's anniversary coming up. So give us some time, but it's work in progress.
Opening doors and turning wheels. Jasper? Are you ready? 2025? Turning wheels, man. What do you think? No, you're not feeling it? I mean, it's, you know, I think we've set a significant standard in the level of diecast and the value that we bring and the amount of content that we bring into a diecast car. There's always the desire for more. There's always things that we want to do and to continue to push and level up the product. You know, just kind of taking 2 steps back. You know, we're the first ones to actually incorporate aluminum barrels in the wheels. You know, we have the neochrome plated chassis. I mean, more parts than you can possibly count on these cars, right? I think, again, the NSX is a great example of just packing multiple features into the diecast car. But having said that, I saw a custom a couple of weeks ago, and I think I shared it with you, Jasper. Remember, there was someone like made a custom with the R33 with the doors opening. That's like the coolest thing I've ever seen. So I think maybe Jasper, if we're really nice to him, maybe he can give us an open door or something. What do you think? Yeah? We'll think about it. We'll think about it. We're working on it. Turning wheels, though, that's a big ask. You know, in the industry, I think it's something that we always want to see, especially like for like dioramas and things like that with the wheels turning. We can call it like it's drifting or something. Just from my perspective, having been in the diecast industry for almost 2 decades now, that's a pretty hard thing to do. For me, one of the most important criteria for a diecast car is that it has to roll, and it has to roll really well. And for me, there are things that I would love to incorporate into diecast in terms of the kind of house style, like, you know, maybe cambered wheels and things like that, right? Steering would be amazing, but I feel like these are the kind of things that actually compromise the rolling of the car at that scale. And for me, I prioritize rolling. So steering is probably not likely, but I never say never. So put it that way.
MGD01000. It's coming. I don't know too. We have internal discussion, and I think I don't know which model yet, but our internal estimate is about next 18 months we'll reach to MGD1000. That's where the packaging will slightly change because we have to go from 3 digits to 4 digits. And thank you for all your support. we will be able to reach 1,000 item numbers in less than 10 years. I thank you. How many different car models do you produce per year? Well, I think it's referred to casting. Right now we're making about, I would say, 2 to 3 casting toolings per month. So, and of course some of it's for OEM, special projects, some of it for mini GT. So I'll give it a take. Let's say it this way, any given time, you put a stop, Jasper and all our engineering team is working more than 100 model cars, any given time. I would say probably up to 150 item numbers, any given time. So that's how many models and how hard they work. Okay, I'll explain the high details, quality features, great calipers, packaging. No, sorry, maybe disappointed. Mini GT is Mini GT. I'm not here to, there's different things, but for Mini GT, I want to create a model. I'm trying to do it as cost-friendly as possible, and I want to put money where it's the most important on the model car. So premium packaging, like acrylic case, for me, I don't understand about why you have a cover that has more clear material than the window parts on the model. And you buy the model, not packaging, right? So that's my philosophy. I put every cent, every dollar, everything into that car. So that's how I want to create Mini GT. Calipers. That's one problem a lot of people ask me. Like I said, and like similar to June, our model need to roll nicely. Unfortunately, there's no way at this moment any factory can do it or any design can do it in a mass production scale. You can produce 3,000 pieces, probably do 100% QC and get away with it, but you couldn't do 30 or 50,000 pieces. So there's no consistent way to do it, and we won't touch it. Make sure there's a way to do it consistently. So maybe in the future. Will you bring back Magic Pearl? Yes, but it's a little bit difficult. The problem with Magic Pearl is you have to spread the car about 3-4 times. So the paint got much thicker and you're losing the sharp line of the body. That's one of the reasons we stopped. We are not able to paint the car really beautiful, keep the sharp body line at the same time has the magic color. And maybe we will speak to the suppliers again. There's a lot of requests, and we hope there's new formulas, new painting formulas that we can try to create the magic color without too many layers of paint. So that's also a work in progress. All right.
For cutouts, for muscle cars, lowriders, I think one of the biggest assumptions is that Kaido House is a JDM only brand, or we only do Japanese cars. I would say in terms of the inspiration and styling, it's obviously heavily driven. That's for me, my first go-to is cars that I love, right? Like the Datsun 510, the Skyline GTR, Uncle Scott, Camry. These are the cars that I love and I also own and build, right? But on the flip side, I love lowriders. I live in LA. I grew up around lowrider culture. I have a lot of friends who are into lowriding. One of these days, I probably won't pick up a 6.4 Impala hardtop. But I'll probably put like Star Shark wheels on it or something, right? Just do something different. But we can certainly, safely assume that we're gonna grow the KHMG line and diversify and add cars from different eras, different genres. Certainly muscle cars, certainly lowriders, German cars, Italian cars, whatever it may be. But they'll always have the Kaido House artistic treatment and aesthetic to it. So, yeah. Lowriders. Glen? Yeah? 6.4 Impala?
That's true.
Down. All right. We just made a decision.
Well, maintaining the cost of the model has always been a very big challenge topic within model making because we face currency issue, labor costs in China, production, and of course the demand of better model, more colors, better colors, more logos. I hear a lot of requests want us to have a visual labels on tires, and that's not an easy logo to do on tire. So we are already doing that, but it's not as easy. And for me, back to what I spoke earlier regarding produce a model with a friendly price. So it's always a difficult balance, but we're trying our best, and it's always our target. I'm not here to create a very expensive model, so we want to keep the mini GT the way it is, and I'll do my best to keep it as affordable as possible for everybody. All right?
I like this question. So a little bit of, I want to kind of address this with a little bit of history as to why there's a collaboration with Tamiya. Some of you may know that one of the things that I collect, that I've been collecting for a very long time, are Tamiya RC cars. So I've had an infatuation with Tamiya since I was a little kid. You know, I grew up in the state of New York, in the US, and there's a hobby shop near my house. This is when I was, you know, a little kid, like 9, 10 years old. And I would ride my bike to the hobby shop to go look at the Tamiya RC cars that were on display. And ever since then, I've had a love affair with Tamiya. So I've been fortunate to have been able to build a very rewarding friendship and relationship with Tamiya, with the organization. So we've been able to do this amazing collaboration, starting with the Hornet and now the Cloudbuster. We certainly hope that we can continue to do this. I would say, you know, maybe a few times a year. And I mean, there's so much great Tamiya cars in history that we can pull these amazing liveries and inspiration from, whether it's, you know, the grasshopper or the frog, you know, monster beetle, Blackfoot. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And thankfully, they have a very rich history to get ideas from. So I would say, yes, we'll definitely see more Tamiya collaborations. And if any of you guys have any ideas of what we should do next, grasshoppers, any other ideas, let me know. Let's see it.
A lot of people assume it's pet printing, only what we call temple printing, pet printing can do anything. That's wrong. There's a limitation to that technique. First of all, the color is not as colorful, and it has difficulty when the graphic requires very precise patterns. For example, on the Red Bull logos, you have this little bit wide borders around the bull. Red Bull require 100% precision, and that's not able to achieve that. So there are situations where we had to use decals instead of pet printing. It's because it couldn't meet the color requirement, or details in the patterns that you can only do by decals. So that is the only explanation. Otherwise, we will try to do pet printing as much as we can. So there will always be some situation we need to use decals. So, unfortunately, we do have a policy, and I spoke it before. We do not reproduce any past models. On this, all the distributors here has all agreed that we way underestimated demands, and it requires one. So far, it hasn't happened yet. The last 6-7 years. So, you know, it's a history we intended. People believed in us in the past and purchased the model, and now the value goes up. We have no desire or consideration at this moment to reproduce anything at all. So I guess that's it. Now, the difficult one. So we are open for everybody. Ask questions. You can ask me anything. Please do not ask my weight.
So, thanks, Chou and Glen. Now, the next session is the live Q&A session. Now, this session is going to be open to the floor. Sorry. If you have a question to ask, please raise up your hand, and one of our showgirls will bring the mic to you. I see one over there already.
Very good evening. Welcome back to Malaysia, Mr. Glen and Imai. I think you were here. We were here last year, and I did pose a question last year. So the same question, I will want an update from you all. Probably, maybe if you can remember last year I posed a question that there are many new collectors in Malaysia. So, is there any chance that Mini GT will produce a Malaysian car model for the Malaysian collectors? Why do I say this? Is because, you see, new collectors will come on the bandwagon. If we have a Malaysian-made cars, and many non-collectors will join the bandwagon. Thank you.
So, I did answer that question last year, I remember. Well, I mean, what I can tell everybody is it's work in progress. We've been actually actively trying to talk to Proton and to discuss about potential making a model. But it's not a fast process. So, you know, please allow us some time. I guarantee me it's really a work in progress. It's just working very slowly because we're waiting for their reply. It took time and back and forth. So, you know, give us some more time. I mean,
Right. Thank you. So, anybody else has a question? Yeah, over there.
June, I bring this question all the way from Houston, Texas. Let me try to articulate the question best I can with my limited sleep. Just got the plane came straight here, but what is your stance on what's the history of chase cars? And do you think it kind of creates a negative stigma within the hobby space when it comes to this space? And do you think it's bad that resellers pull chase cars out to resell them to the second-hand market? Do you agree with resellers doing that kind of thing?
Chase car is a top subject, right? They are what we have, the collector wants it and the collector hates it. Personally, I'm not a very big fan of chase car for one reason. Actually, not collecting is more my job because I spoke about Mini GT. We produce a product that will produce consistent product for everybody. Unfortunately, different licensor has different standard of the way they think about chase car. So our chase car has been inconsistent due to this reason. Some of them get pretty wild without any paint, just polished body, and some of them just a wheel color change. It's due to the licensing issues. And I don't like it personally, this situation frustrated me because I would prefer if we're going to make a chase car, it should be a consistent way to do it. But that's one of the negative part and one of the downside. Be a good guy, good citizen, follow the law, get a licensed product. So we just had to deal with that. In terms of, you have some dealers will pick out the chase car and set a higher price. I agree. That's why when we started the Kaido house, we spent a lot of time trying to mix the product, put it in the different places, in carton, and some of my friends here even find a clever way to figure out how to find the chase car. So, but there's only so much we can do because please consider that in production process, we have to have a way to verify, to QC, to check. So if we go to the extreme, it causes production problems. So it's more of human nature. We will always have somebody find some loophole, some way to break the code, break the system, put it in the bad use, although we have all good intentions. And we can only try if there's a clever way or good suggestion you can suggest to us. We are open for it. All right? I hope that answers part of your question.
Right, so anyone else? I have a question from here.
I have a question for Mini GT and Kaido House. So, firstly, my name is Arya, and from Indonesia. And I have a question for Mini GT and Kaido House. So, previously, that we've seen two directors give Black Rock, the R35 Liberty Walk, and the Aventador. My question is, will there be another version of the Black Rock? Will there be a continuation of the color of the releases? And also, if it's not from Mini GT, will there a possibility for Kaido House to have a Black Rock color for the special releases? That's it.
Glen, can we have a black chrome car? Boss man. Great question. We got it right.
Black chrome is a special part. It's my way to create a special gift that I give away to fans and all of you who support Mini GT in many different ways. Right now we are car number 2. Car number 2 is still pretty young. We retired the first one. So I think probably we won't create a third one probably for another year and a half. So we still got some life on the I think I would just guess the Lamborghini would probably give out less than 60 or 70 cars. So it's still very rare.
Right. So, Chou?
I was just gonna say, if there was a kind of house black chrome car, which one would it be for you? What do you want? R33? TO? It's a good one. I agree. I agree with you. I'll work on it.
Okay, so next question. Okay.
This question is for Jun. So I've been seeing that Kaido releasing a lot of legendary JDM such as the NSX, Ayrton 4. So I'm a big fan of the Supra Mark 4. So just wondering whether Kaido has this in mind that they will create a Supra Mark 4 with a white body. Because I really like Kaido because they actually create a white body that we have never seen before. So it's actually impressed me. So just wondering whether you have plans to make a Supra Mark 4. That's all.
I think so because, for me, any car has potential, and of course, the Supra being the hero car for Toyota. I mean, it's certainly a possibility. And now that we have, as you can see, the A86 has been approved, and now that we have a pathway for future Toyota models, I think it's a distinct possibility. For me, I mean, the Supra is it's an obvious next choice for a Toyota, but us being Kaido House, we don't like to do things the typical way. So maybe it's a different Toyota that we have in mind, but we'll certainly have something for you in the future. Very soon. Yeah, we got you. We got you.
Right, I see one question right over there.
Thank you so much. This is not so much a question, forgive me. I just wanted to make a product suggestion. You said Toyota, different Toyota. In my country, Mauritius, where I come from, the most loved Toyota is the Toyota Glanza, the EP71. So if you can make that, you'll make a lot of people happy. So please do consider. And if it's like white, that's the color for the Glanza. So a lot of happy Mauritians will thank you. That's it. Cheers. Thank you so much, guys.
What was the chassis code again? KB what?
EP71.
KB71.
EP.
Oh, okay. Never heard of that. All right.
It's a solid fast version called Glanza.
Is it only sold in your country, or?
It's a Japanese car.
That's a Japanese.
97,
JDM. Okay.
JDM.
All right.
It's
Noted.
called Toyota Starlet. Toyota Starlet. And the fast ones had a 1.44 EFTE, so that was the Glanza. If you can look for it, it's a small hatch.
Okay, I'm gonna look that one
Just
up.
thank you.
Right? Oh, okay. Over there.
EP91.
First of all, thank you, Mr. Glen, Mr. Imai for coming over this year again. MDX, we met last year. You are here, and I hope it will happen for every year. You all are here, okay? Actually, my question here is, will the Mini GT or Kaido house consider RWP?
I think this is probably like what, number 9 or 10 time you asked. On the Mini GT, unfortunately, we are not able to, at this moment, to produce any RWP due to our relationship with Porsche. And at this moment, it's not possible. All right.
I guess I want to thank you guys for coming to this awesome show. This is actually my first dinner, but my second event. I know I got to see you guys last year too. You guys are great and so entertaining, and I thank you guys. My question is that you guys made all these cool skylines. You made the NSX. Honestly, every single one of my customers comes to me and says, "Do you do this? Do you have that?" And I'm like, I try to buy as many as I can so that everybody can have a piece. But I'm Canadian and I live in Singapore, and I love the square body Chevys and these things. And you did the dualies, and they're becoming super cool. Is there a chance you would do a team transport, like sort of like a truck and car trailer? And would you guys consider doing that sort of project?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things there. Actually, at Tokyo Auto Salon last year, we showed a concept just on a flatboard of a hauler, a Kaido hauler, and you know, we still intend to proceed with that. That requires it's quite, as you can imagine, you know, in kind of a scale. Think of a hauler that fits all of our wide body cars. It's going to have to be quite substantial for it to work. So there's a bit of engineering and a lot of other things involved. So there's that. But also, speaking of the Silverado and also the dually, you'll notice that there is a trailer hitch on that car, on that truck, right? I don't believe we have a trailer that matches that yet. but all these ideas and product concepts are under consideration. So we'll continue to grow that world and we'll make sure we get a trailer that fits all these wide bodies.
Right, so, Glen's room, you have one? Yeah, okay, over there.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Glen Chou. It is an honor to finally meet you, Mr. Glen. I just wondering, is there any chance that Mini GT will produce Mitsubishi model, especially Evo 7, 8, and 9? We want this for a really long time. Actually, I sent this question on your Facebook Messenger, but no answer. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's a tough question. I need to open these. There's an internal discussion: should we make Subaru or should we make Mitsubishi? And it's debating. So, who's favor of making Mitsubishi? Raise your hand for Mitsubishi. Let me see. Okay. Now, how about Subaru? Who's for Subaru? Come on.
Semua pun naik lah. Naik saja.
So, roughly the same. So, we are really thinking about it. We probably will at least pick one for 2025. We haven't made our decision. It's probably a decision we need to confirm in the next 2 months. And if we do, you'll hear from us soon, right?
I have a question about Jun. Hello, Mr. Jun. I'm come from China, and I'm Honda Civic fan. I drive Honda Civic 10th generation hatchback, so the Kaido released Honda Civic EF9. So is this Kaido have a plan of the first to the 3rd generation Honda Civic? Thanks. Because it is very hard to connect the first to the 3rd generation Honda Civic. Thank you.
Welcome, first of all, and thank you. The question is, would we make the 10th generation Civic? Is that what you were asking? Or first generation Civic? Is it the really round one? Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think definitely. I really like. For me, the Civic, the EF for me is kind of the sweet spot because for me, when I was growing up, early 90s, that was actually, for all my friends all had CRXs or EFs. But it's certainly interesting to go backwards and take the 1st generation Civic and put the Kaido treatment on it. I can visualize what that could look like. And again, now that we're working on diversifying our product line, I can certainly see, the possibility. I'd love to just kind of mock one up in 3D just to see what it would look like. And I think that's where a lot of the great ideas start. So thank you for the idea, and I'd love to try it out and see what it's like.
Right. Any more questions? Oh, there's one over there.
Hi, this question is addressed to Glen. I'm FREEK and I'm from Singapore. I've only started collecting recently, but the variety of models that Optio is making is amazing. I want to ask that, for me, the cars are most like a hyper cars, and I've been enjoying some of the recent releases like the Cyan and the EV110 and the Countach LPI. I'm just wondering if there will be more coming about, especially the top speed world record breakers ones. Because when I see the bully, I'm really excited and hoping there's more to come. Thank you.
So you mean, can you repeat that again? You mean top speed car or?
Yeah, like those cars that have broken top speed barriers, like the automatic.
Okay, so it's one of the topic also we internally talk about. Not just limited to top speed cars. There are some special cars that has unique historical value, like one-off shapes. Normally we are not able to produce it because you won't make a business case. Because all the tooling, engineering, but most of those cars one-off, it's special shape, you find the owner who still have to 3D scan before we may even make a model, we probably spend about $30,000. So, but with all of your support, immediately still quality is increasing. It gets more and more likely we will have an opportunity to produce a model and make the business case. So we're projecting probably within next 18 months to 24 months, with the sales volume we are reaching, we'll be able to invest in some of those one-off tooling just to produce one vehicle that I also want to produce for everybody. All right, so just a little bit more time.
All right. So one last question. Yeah. Yeah, over here. Yeah, we didn't have any questions from the middle yet.
Hey, what's up, guys? Appreciate the dinner. It's amazing out here. The whole show is awesome. Question's for you, June. You got the Chevy out, Silverado. Are you planning on any kind of like old muscle car stuff? Camaro, Stingray? You know, a lot of guys are looking for that stuff, so that's what they're asking right here. They want that.
Muscle cars. I mean, the short answer is yes. Would they be done in the traditional way? I would say no. Because it would just have to be the kind of house way, right? But one of my favorite cars is actually the 69 Boss 302 Mustang. That is one of my favorite cars. I did that casting for another well-known diecast company that you might be familiar with. And I would love to revisit that and do it the way I would want to do it. So, you know, could that be something for a future gauge engine product? I wouldn't rule it out. And, you know, I always like to answer the call and listen to the voice of the collector. So, that's something to work on for 25 or something. Yeah, maybe we're glad to see it. I'd love to see it.
Right. So thank you, Glen and Chou. I think that will be all the questions. So
the last, I want to thank everybody. We have a lot of friends from everywhere, Mexico, Turkey, you know, Swedish, you know, everywhere from the world. And you know, when I started MDX events with Jack, we didn't expect this to turn out to be a international event. And today I see many friends from different countries, different area. We gather here, so I'm very pleased. I appreciate your support, and see you next year. Okay? Thank you.
Just to echo Glen's words, this is a really powerful moment, especially for myself, to be able to meet all of you, to spend time with you, to get to know all of you from regions all over the world. And if I'm not mistaken, KHMG, I think we're on our third year of product. And it's thanks to all of our collectors, the global distributors, dealer network. It's thanks to all of you that we can continue to grow this product line and continue to innovate and do new things. And we're at a point now, again, where we can now start to diversify and really build out the product line. And we can't do that without the cooperation and the dedication from all of you. So thank you very much for that. It's allowed us to build this line and continue to grow. And we'll make all the cars that you guys want, whether it's the platform director's kind of house version. We've got our friend over there with the Toyota, and all these great ideas that come. And we love to hear these ideas, and again, this is what kind of helps the line grow, and yeah, we'll keep going as hard as we can. So thanks, everyone.
So, thank you again, Glen. Thank you so much. A few words from myself. Thank you everyone for coming. We have so many guests from so many countries in Malaysia now for this One Night in Malaysia event. And I want to especially thank Glen and his team for working with us to do this for Malaysia. And thank you all. You guys fly from everywhere. I know some of you guys fly directly from the States. Many long flights. Thank you so much. When this event started last year, it was a really good experience for me. And this is the second year we're doing it. I know that has been feedbacks that you guys have given us. Believe me, we are listening to everyone you say. I hope the whole dinner and the process today has been a better experience, and we do hope that we can continue to improve. The MDX is tomorrow. Glen and Chou will be there to see you guys, as well as Kato-san and Lindsay Walk. So thank you, Kato-san and Lindsay for coming as well. So I guess I'll see all of you at the MDX. I hope the MDX will give you all a better experience tomorrow. Thank you again, and I think all of you have one question in mind as well. Where's the gift back, right? Yeah, last year we did it at the end, so this year we're doing it at the, last year we did it at the beginning, this year at the end, so maybe next year somewhere else. So, okay, the gift bags, the counters will be open. Just take note the counters that are each end. So you guys can go to that door or that door, whichever is convenient for you. Do line up in an orderly manner. Everyone will have their gift bags. And then, one more important thing before you go, guys. Glen and Chou's autograph session will start after this. So once you get the bag, you can arrange the autograph session on stage. Thank you.
The other side is there.
Yes, sir.
One line.
Okay guys, thank you for watching. We're going to end the live and then continue with some other videos. Okay, see you guys. Thank you for watching, guys.